sales, increase sales too.
Oh, wow. Well, this is great then, because I thought it was just going to be IT. So no, this is good. This is dope.
That's for you. So what this is for is I'm going to put this YouTube video out there. It's for any other musician, any other producer, any other DJ. If you're in the music world and you want to grow your sales, you want to start doing that, as a service, then you can use the PTV method. It's something I created. And I want to talk about that. So first thing I do, and this is a very popular exercise, is sell me this pen. You probably have heard like, hey, sell me this pen and get people to do it. Now, I've got a new take on it. So we're not just going to do that exercise. We are going to do it, but I'm going to show you I've got a better way to do this. All right. And you know me pretty good, but you and I really never talked about sales, right? Yeah. Like we talk about music all day long,
Right.
country, Nashville, talk about, God and family and everything we talk about. So when it comes to sales, we're going to start this exercise off. Sell me this pen. Like, how would you do it? And you can get a good look at it.
Well,
It's
first off, I would have to notice all the attributes of the pen. I would be like, what makes this pen different from just any other pen? Like, why should they use just this pen? So first, I will have to study this. I will have to learn everything I can about this pen and what makes it unique, and that will help me to sell it. So right now, I'm seeing, okay, it's a gel pen, Sharpie, it's black, my silver. So I will be like, yo, and this is I think this is like a fact. Like the most dominant color is black. So I'll be like, yo, you need this pen. Number one, it's black, and not just because it's black. This pen is a gel pen, and you see that it's also a Sharpie. Oh, this is a great company that's name brand, and I'll be like, for everything you sign signature, you need that black ink that's gonna set the tone. It's like if somebody reads this document, yeah, they're gonna see your signature, but they're gonna be like, yo, what pen are you using? They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this signature is set apart just because of the tone and the texture of the quality of the signature based off of this pen. You need this pen.
okay. So it's a needs thing. Here's what I heard, and this is going to make sense later, right? Again, I'm Jonathan Pierce, CEO of Cloud Sales Coach. I'm here with Calvin Rogers today, calvinrogersmusic.com. Go check him out. He's an amazing DJ. He is a piano master for hire. He plays with country bands, tours all over the world, and his other, what's the name of that band? The Party.
Or Universal Crush.
Yeah, Universal Crush right now. All right. So, on playing out there doing your weddings and everything, and I'll edit this and fix that. But at the end of the day, I'm here to prove that the PTV method can help Calvin Rogers maximize his sales, grow his business quicker than ever before. And we just did the sell me this pen exercise. Now, Calvin, what I heard and what I'm hearing is obviously the traits of the pen, the features, the brand, the gel, the black, the feature. Okay. That is typically what most people look at when they look at sales. It's, hey, I'm a piano player. Hey, I've got a master's degree from X school. I've toured with this person. I've played for this person. I wrote on this song. I played on this song. It's all feature. Same as this pen. You're selling yourself too out there. Hey, I'm a DJ. I play these bigger parties. I do these things. These are all features. So let's step just back and just time out for a second and go, okay, when you're trying to sell something, where the money goes over, more often than not, like when they analyze all the transactions and sales these days, consistently, time and time again, the money and the deals and the sales follow not the features, they follow pain. And what that typical, industry word and term is, money follows pain.
Mm,
Okay.
I
So,
get.
okay, you're going to get that and it's going to change your mind. It's going to shift your mindset. Now, the person who started this sell me this pen was Jordan Belfort. He's got a big famous movie. They made a big famous movie about him. He was nicknamed in Manhattan the Wolf on Wall Street because he was the best seller at selling penny stocks and stocks. And he used scarcity and fear tactics. So he would sell this pen by saying, "Oh, Michael Jordan used it," or like he taught his team, and he was so successful because he sold scarcity. There's only 10 of these in the world. That's what he did. So when I was going through sales, and I've done over 150,000 cold calls, that I can sell an ISO and Eskimo. But
Mhm.
you know, the reason I'm successful is I went beyond the features of the pen, and I went beyond the scarcity or the rarity or the limited editionness that Jordan Belfort teaches. And I've understood that money follows pain. So I created a sales system called the PTV method, the P being the first P being pain, right? And what I realized is the reason that Series A, Series B, Series C, Series D companies valued at $10 million to $45 million already this month. I just started really consulting, officially last month and this month, but they're already reaching out, and I have customers trying to learn how to sell me this pen with pain. So I'm going to break that down to you. The P for pain. What does that look like if I was selling pain for this pen? Well, let's talk about it. Let's do an exercise real quick. So, Calvin, do you have a pen right now?
I don't, but I can go grab one.
Okay, stop right there. How far away is that pen, and how long would it take you to go get it?
If it's where I think it is, it may take me 30 seconds, but if it's at another place, then it may take me like 60 seconds.
Okay, so there is some, doubt whether or not you could get it in 30 seconds or less, right? How much,
Mhm.
what's your confidence that you can find it in 30 seconds or less in that first spot?
Depends on if it's in the first spot. So 50-50.
This is real. Now, we haven't rehearsed this, have we? Like, this is real conversation. We've never rehearsed this. Okay. so,
Really 50-50.
so I got 30 seconds. I'm writing this down. 30 seconds at 50-50. What is the probability that if it's not there, you can find it within 60 seconds at the other spot?
Probably another 40. So
Okay, so
it's
maybe
like a 10% chance that it's not at that one, but
okay.
90%.
Okay. Pretty confident you can find it at 60. You don't know about the 30. So watch this. Now I'm going to sell this pen to you for the highest dollar amount. Like, what do you think I could sell this pen to you for?
50 Cent. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm gonna say
It's probably a 50.
$20. No, 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 no. Eight. Let's say $7.
$7. Okay, so you think, and I don't know the math. Somebody do the math. Maybe I'll do it. I'll put it in the comment section below. But this pen, all right, give me 30 seconds to sell you this pen. Let's hit the timer and let's start now. So Calvin, right now, Ed McMahon walks up to you at your door, at your house, and knocks on the door, and he's got $1 million check. And he says, if you can go find a pen in 29 seconds or less, then you can have this $1 million check. And the timer starts now. Now, I'm right there next to you in the room, and I've got a pen in my hand. Calvin, I want to negotiate. How much is this pen worth to you to sign that $1 million?
Yo, so it depends. If I'm not 100% sure that that I know where a pin is,
You know
let's
what one
30
is.
seconds. Say if I know where a pin is, that I can get to it in less than 20 seconds, then like 100% no. Then I'm gonna go there first. But if I don't know, if I'm not 100%, like if I'm like 50, 60, 70%, then that pin is worth whatever you can name it. That's less than $1 million.
Half a million. You go split it 50-50 and have my pen and sign that check. Here you go. It's ready to go.
But the only thing is that I have to have 500,000 in order to make it happen. That's the only thing.
Million. I need half a million. You ready?
I'm ready. You're right. You got me.
But that's the point, right? And what people don't realize is I first asked you where your pen was, right? So I created a gap between the item that could replace what I have and that. The same thing goes for you when you're talking to bands. Hey, do you have a good keys player that you can rely on that's always there and always on time? So that's a pain. You're trying to discover what the pain is. Just like me going, hey, Calvin, where's your pen? Where is it right now? How confident are you? Right? I got one right near it. And now, if you said, Jonathan, I got one right here, it's ready to go, it's in my hands as we speak, or it's on my desk, then my ability to leverage and
Mm,
create pain between you and that object is very minimal, right? So my circumstances would have to be different than that because I would have to create pain in, well, do you know if it's going to write? Mine writes, it's brand new. I just used it. My confidence would have to be in, it's in my hand, it's ready to write. And I would create a narrower gap. Like, he, you got 10 seconds to sign it. Is that pen over there on the desk going to be working for you? So that is how we dissect pain versus trying to sell them features, right? Maybe I would have given you $1 for this pen based on features, but I just got $500,000 for this pen based on pain. And I uncovered that pain by becoming a pain detective. I started asking you questions just like a detective would at a crime scene. And that's how we start to think of and close these mega $1 million deals. That's how I went from closing $50,000 deals to $500,000 deals at the last company I worked at. You know that pretty well. I shared my success over there about that. But Ed McMahon writing you that check, you instantly got it. Hey, I could have probably gotten it for, if I was greedy, $900,000. Like, look, man, you want to walk away? But of course, I'm not greedy. I'm not a greedy guy. But yeah, we would probably wouldn't be friends after that. But the whole goal is, if you can sell and create and become an author of pain and a pain detective, you can understand your buyer's needs quicker. Now, if you say, hey, I've got one in my hand and it's working, I just used it 1 second ago, there's almost no pain. So, me, as not only a poker player, and I love to play poker here and there, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And
mhm,
salespeople are out there still trying to sell this pen based on its features, and they didn't identify whether the prospect has pain or not. If they
mm,
have a pen, if they have a good tool for you and for your example, if they already have a good keys player, quit wasting your time,
mhm,
right? Go on to the next customer. And
mhm,
that is how you can become a better salesperson, close deals faster, get booked more as a DJ, get booked more as a professional master keyboardist that you are, and grow and get into the other bands because you, again, are uncovering, not saying, hey, I'm the best, hey, always there, hey, I'm always this, but you're asking questions. You're trying to detect, does that band have any issues with their current DJ, keyboardist, drummer, all the things you do. You're a multi instrumentalist. This I know. You're a CMA member. You're a professional working musician out of Nashville, and you are a pro. And I know that. So when you're trying to network for that next band, that next gig, and that next project, don't delineate or set yourself apart or try to go, hey, these are the features of Calvin. Ask them, where's the current keyboardist? What? How confident are he's going to show up one time? And that is how, just like I helped that barbershop last week, you know,
wow,
go from selling one bottle of beard oil to three, right? Hey, you got a scratchy beard? What product do you use for that?
wow,
I've got one, but don't worry, I've got the best one. It's going to cure that. And then, if you forget it at home, more pain. If you forget it at home, you go into the office or you're out and about, buy a second one for your car. Oh, if you're at work
mm,
and you're in real estate, you're in something where you got to look good on a Zoom call, buy a third one so you can keep it at work, right?
yeah,
Or pain. Pain is going to sell the products. It is not your features.
wow,
What, what
wow.
are your thoughts
That's
on?
good. No, man, that's great, man. I'll say you literally preaching, man. I would start calling you Pastor Pierce, PP, Pastor Pierce. But no, yeah, man, you preaching. That's really good. It's crazy because I never thought of it, never looked at it this way. And it's coming from an honest standpoint. It's like even myself is like just the way I did that pen. That's the way I always treat sales. It's like, yo, I talk about myself, my features. Like if I was trying to sell that pen, I talked about the pen and its features. If I'm doing it, that's what everybody else is doing. And so you said the key thing to be different when nobody else is doing is discovering what's the pain. And the key thing you said is like, yo, like with that pen, if somebody already has a pen that writes that they love, why should they go and invest in another pen when they already got something that's working? So why not you wasting your time? Why not move on to the next thing, or next person, and try to eventually you'll find somebody who needs a pen, but you wasting time, the time you spent trying to convince this person that has it when they know they're not going to buy it. You can be using that same time and energy on the next person who actually needs it, who has pain. And so
Yeah,
yeah, that's some very good points.
you summed it up perfectly. Again, that's why I closed $750,000 my first quarter at an MSSP. I went on to close $4 million, landing them as the number one fastest growing MSSP in the country for their industry because I focused on pain, not features and products that I was selling. I discovered, do they even have any pain? And that way, you're putting yourself on the side of the customer instead of across from it, right? You're coming over here going, what are you really dealing with? And there's a couple key points you made. One is the there's a term in business called the CAC, the cost of the customer acquisition costs. And when you find someone who doesn't have enough pain, what is called them, or they already have a pen, right? I'm trying to sell you a better pen. So that is called a gain sale, a GAIN. So pain and the money follows pain way quicker than it does gain. So yes, it's best to walk away. But that is the difference, man. And I don't know what that's going to do for you, but I want to follow up in a week, two, or a month or two, and hear maybe a story or a use case where this band was, you just how did you uncover pain? Is it in your music? Is it in, your DJing, keyboard playing? What is it and how that improved? So, give us a metric, right? You're booking X amount of shows, and then, as your Universal Crush party band is looking to book more gigs, right? Are you picking up the phone call and say, hey, do you have a reliable band? Right? Who's your band for this or that, right? So, like, what is the phrase in pain that you found or discovered that was more successful than the feature? So, I'd love to follow back up and hear how that is, if that's okay with you.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely follow up. And yeah, matter of fact, right now, what I'm gonna be doing is, I guess, research, as far as potential clients, research, who in here, looking for pain per se, and that I can come in and use this sell approach.
Yeah, there you go. You reach out to artists and ask them, how good is their keyboardist? He's slow, is he on time? You
They'd be
know,
like, is he best friends with Jonathan Pierce? Nah, we need to get rid of him.
Calvin, thanks for talking about it. So, the idea in sales is that typically the sales methodology for most people in software sales is called MEDDIC. It's MEDDICC. And then every time they come up with a new thing that they forgot to put in there, they'll add another level, another letter. It'll go, MEDDPICC for all the paperwork you have to do. So, like, and the P's in the middle of the word, and all paperwork goes at the end, right? So, like, it's a very confusing thing to remember. And if most people will just come to the table with a very simple methodology like PTV, you'll just pain detect, pain hunt, and then the T stands for transition. Ask a phrase. I've got a magical 6-word phrase that I give out. Like, for example, you're talking to a country artist that's on tour, and you've uncovered they have pain in their keyboard player, and you say, well, here's your transition phrase. Well, what happens if you do nothing about that person? And they're going to talk. You let them talk. You build that silence. They're going to go, well, yeah, he might not show up at a gig, and I might lose a gig, or I might lose my branding, or I might lose a sponsor, or I can't go on. I'm going to be missing, a good sound. Part of my live sound comes from keys, and the bass player, is my keys player. So I'm going to be missing out on that. So, well, now you share your value. Hey, I'm Calvin Rogers. I'll be there on 100% time. But you'd never share your value before you've uncovered pain. And it's that simple. PTV, pain, transition statement, then deliver your value. If they realize, yeah, I've got to do something about it.
Mm,
That makes sense.
gotcha. Yeah, definitely makes sense. Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's good, man.
Well, That's all I got. Music is just one of those things that has a little bit less of a metric. It's harder to judge, but I think you're going to see like maybe you're more confident in delivering it. Maybe it just feels easier for you. So, you're getting booked more. But I want to hear back about those metrics. Again, I'm Jonathan Pierce, CEO of Cloud Sales Coach. Thank you, Calvin Rogers. Go check out Calvin Rogers. He's played on some songs for me. Yeah, Calvin Rogers music, book him. He'll be your DJ. His party band will do your wedding. This guy is an amazing person who always shows up on time and believes in God and gives 100% of the glory to him. So 10 out of 10, I highly recommend Calvin to cure all of your pain. Awesome, dude. Well, thanks for tuning in, man. Hang on tight for me while I hit the stop button.
Okay, we'll do.